What if I told you the unassuming penny in your pocket, the one that's probably sitting in your couch cushions or at the bottom of your car's cup holder, could be worth $5 million? That's right, $5 million for one Abraham Lincoln penny from 2005 with no mint mark. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But trust me, this story is about to blow your mind. Today, we're diving into the world of the 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Why it's so valuable, how you can spot one, and what to do if you find one. So grab your jar of spare change and stick around. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune. Let's start with the basics. The no mint mark part means that this penny was minted in Philadelphia, which didn't start adding mint marks to pennies until much later. But here's the twist. Not all 2005 no mint mark pennies are worth millions. In fact, most of them are just regular pennies, destined to sit in parking meters or vending machines. So what makes this one so special? It's all about a unique error that happened during production. In 2005, a small batch of pennies was struck with a rare die error. These errors are like the typos of the coin world, except instead of being embarrassing, they're worth a fortune. The error on this coin gave it some unique features. Maybe the design is slightly off-center, or the letters on the coin look doubled. Whatever it is, this tiny mistake turned an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Think of it like a rare misprinted baseball card or a painting where the artist accidentally sneezed. Now, let's talk about the money. Why is this coin worth $5 million? Comes down to three things: rarity, demand, and condition. First, rarity. Out of the billions of pennies minted in 2005, only a handful of these error coins exist. That's like finding a diamond in a sandbox. Second, demand. Coin collectors are a passionate bunch, and they're always on the hunt for unique pieces to add to their collections. When a rare coin like this pops up, they're willing to pay top dollar, actually top millions, for it. Finally, condition. If your 2005 penny looks like it's been run over by a train, it's probably not worth much. But if it's in mint condition, shiny, clean, and flawless, you've hit the jackpot. Let me tell you about the time I almost threw away what could have been a valuable coin. I was at the grocery store, fumbling through my change to pay for some gum. I handed the cashier a penny, and for some reason, she gave it back and said, "This one looks weird." I didn't think much of it and stuffed it in my pocket. Later that night, I was watching TV and remembered the coin. I took it out, gave it a closer look, and noticed something was a little off. The letters on the penny looked strange, almost like they were doubled. My heart started racing. Was this one of those rare error coins I'd heard about? I did some quick research, and while it turned out not to be the multi-million-dollar penny, it was still worth about $50. Not bad for something I almost handed over for a pack of gum, right? That moment taught me to always double-check my change. How to spot the 2005 no mint mark penny worth $5 million, all right? Here's what to look for if you want to find one of these golden, copper tickets. First, check the date. It has to say 2005, and there shouldn't be any mint mark under the date. If you see a D or an S, that's not the one you're looking for. Second, inspect the coin carefully. Look for any signs of an error. Is the design slightly off-center? Do the letters or numbers look doubled? Does anything about it seem unusual? These are the clues that could mean you've got a rare coin. Third, pay attention to the condition. If your penny is scratched, dirty, or worn out, it's probably not worth millions. But if it's in pristine condition, get it graded by a professional coin grading service. A certified grade can increase the value of your coin significantly. Finally, keep an eye out at yard sales, flea markets, or even your own change jar. You never know where these treasures might turn up. And there you have it, the story of the 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth $5 million. Who knew that a little copper coin could hold so much value? It's like finding treasure in the most unexpected place. So here's my challenge to you. Grab that jar of coins sitting on your dresser and start digging. You never know what you might find. And if you do come across a 2005 no mint mark penny that looks a little unusual, don't ignore it. That tiny coin could change your life. Before you head off to hunt for treasure, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share tips every week on coins worth money, how to spot valuable errors, and strategies for building your own coin collection. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let's spread the coin hunting bug together. How much do you think the penny sitting at the bottom of your wallet is worth? 1 cent, right? Maybe it's got sentimental value from buying your first soda, but that's about it. Well, what if I told you there's a 1996 D Lincoln penny out there that's worth, wait for it, $6 million? Yep, $6 million. I know it sounds completely wild. How can a little copper-colored coin that most people ignore be worth enough to buy a mansion? Today, we're diving into the story of the 1996 D Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, and how you can spot one in your change. So stick around, because this could literally be the best treasure hunt of your life. First things first, let's talk about that little D mint mark. If you've ever noticed tiny letters under the date on coins, that's the mint mark, which tells you where the coin was made. The D stands for Denver, where millions of pennies are minted every year. But here's the kicker. Not all Denver pennies are created equal. In 1996, something unusual happened. A small batch of pennies was struck with a rare minting error that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. These aren't your run-of-the-mill pennies. The error was caused by a misaligned die, which gave the coin a unique look. Think of it like a printing mistake on a dollar bill, except way cooler and much more lucrative. So what exactly makes this penny worth $6 million? Let's break it down. First, there's the rarity factor. Out of billions of pennies minted in 1996, only a handful had this particular error. And in the coin world, rarity equals value. Think of it like trying to find a four-leaf clover in a field of regular clovers. Second, it's all about the condition. If you've got a 1996 D penny that's been passed around like a hot potato, it's probably not worth much. But if it's in mint condition, meaning it looks as shiny and fresh as the day it was made, you're looking at serious cash. Finally, collectors love a good story, and the 1996 D penny has one. Coins like this are historical artifacts, little pieces of America's past. The fact that it's tied to an error only adds to its mystique. Now let me share a quick story about how I got into coin hunting. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my car. You know, the kind of cleaning where you find receipts from 5 years ago and enough loose change to buy a coffee. Anyway, I came across a penny that looked different. The date was clear, the D mint mark stood out, and it had this weird, almost shiny finish. Naturally, I got excited. I whipped out my phone, Googled the year, and for a solid 5 minutes, I thought I was holding $1 million coin. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But that one moment got me hooked. Ever since, I've been checking my change like a hawk. I haven't found a jackpot yet. But hey, the thrill is in the hunt. And who knows? Your next coin could be the lucky one. How to spot the 1996 D penny worth $6 million, alright? Here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if you've got the magic penny? Let's break it down step by step. First, check the date. It has to say 1996, and it must have the D mint mark. No D, no dice. Second, look for any unusual details. Is the design a little off-center? Do the letters look slightly doubled or uneven? These are telltale signs of the error that makes this coin so valuable. Next, you'll want to weigh the penny. Standard pennies from 1996 should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more, it could be struck on a different planchet, which is another way coins become valuable. Lastly, the condition matters. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny and flawless, get it professionally graded. Trust me, it's worth the effort. So there you have it. The 1996 D Lincoln penny might just be the most exciting thing hiding in your coin jar right now. Imagine turning 1 cent into $6 million. That's the kind of return on investment we all dream about, right? Before you rush off to search your change, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post videos just like this one every week, showing you how to find hidden treasures in your spare change. And hey, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. I'd love to hear your story. Happy coin hunting, my friends. Who knows? The next time you buy a coffee, you might just get handed a $6 million penny in your change. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? I'm not talking about tossing it into a tip jar or letting it sit at the bottom of your car cup holder. I mean, really looked at it. Because guess what? That little coin you just ignored might actually be worth $3 million. Yes, you heard me right. Today we're talking about the 1993 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. It looks like your average penny, but this bad boy could make you richer than you've ever imagined. So grab that jar of coins and let's dive into what makes this penny so special, how to spot one, and why you need to start checking your change. Okay, so what's the deal with the 1993 no-mint Mark penny? Let's break it down. First, a quick refresher on mint marks. A mint mark is a tiny letter stamped on coins to show where they were made. For example, coins made in Denver have a D. Those from Philadelphia usually have no mark, and San Francisco coins have an S. Now, here's the kicker. The 1993 no-mint Mark penny isn't rare because of where it was made. It's rare because of how it was made. The U.S. Mint accidentally produced a small batch of pennies in 1993 with a critical flaw. These coins were struck with a slightly misaligned die, which left them with some unique characteristics collectors absolutely go crazy for. First off, the design is just a little off. The details on Lincoln's face might look slightly distorted, and the letters around the edges may appear uneven. It's subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's easy to spot. Secondly, the material matters. In 1993, most pennies were made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But a few of these no-mint Mark pennies were accidentally struck in an older copper alloy. That makes them heavier and, of course, way more valuable. Lastly, the condition of the coin is super important. If your penny is scratched up, dull, or has seen too many vending machines, it won't fetch as much. But if it's in mint condition, or better yet, uncirculated, you're looking at the full $3 million jackpot. Now, let me tell you a little story about why I'm so obsessed with checking my change. A few years ago, I was at a drive-thru picking up some coffee. The total came to something like $4.86, so I handed over a $5 and got some change back. I didn't think twice about it. Later that day, I dumped the coins onto my desk and noticed one of the pennies looked a little odd. I grabbed a magnifying glass, like a total nerd, and started examining it. It was a no-mint Mark penny from 1993, and the design looked slightly misaligned. My heart was racing. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't the penny, but it made me realize how many rare coins are just out there, casually passing from hand to hand. Imagine if I had just tossed that penny into a tip jar or lost it in the couch cushions. That's why I'm telling you, always check your change. How to spot the $3 million penny, alright? So how do you know if you've got one of these $3 million treasures? Here's a quick checklist. First, check the date. It should say 1993, and there should be no mint mark under the date. If you see a D or an S, it's not the one we're looking for. Next, look closely at the design. Does Lincoln's profile look slightly off? Are the letters a little uneven? If so, you might be holding something special. Then weigh your penny. Regular zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams, but the rare copper ones weigh 3.11 grams. If you don't have a digital scale, you can get one online for pretty cheap, and trust me, it's worth the investment if you're serious about finding valuable coins. Lastly, check the condition. If it's shiny and clean, you're in luck. If it's been through the ringer, it might still be valuable, but not as much. So there you have it, the 1993 no-mint Mark penny that could change your life. It might be sitting in your pocket right now, just waiting for you to discover it. And even if you don't find one, isn't it fun to dream a little? Before you rush off to dig through your coin jar, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post videos like this all the time, showing you how to spot hidden treasures in your spare change. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Also, drop a comment below and let me know if you've ever found a rare coin. I love hearing your stories. And hey, if you do find the 1993 no-mint Mark penny, remember who told you about it first, alright? You're cleaning out the junk drawer in your kitchen, the one full of random batteries, keys you don't recognize, and coins that have been collecting dust for years. You pull out a random penny, flip it over, and realize it's from 1982. You check the mint mark. It's a D. Suddenly, you're holding a potential $2 million fortune in your hand. I don't know. This isn't a movie plot or some internet scam. This is real life. The 1982 D mint Mark Lincoln penny is the kind of treasure hiding in plain sight, and today I'm going to show you how to spot it, why it's so valuable, and how you can turn your spare change into life-changing money. Grab a drink, get comfy, And let's dive into the story of this $2 million penny. Body okay. So here's the deal. The 1982 D penny isn't your average coin. This little beauty is what collectors call the 1982 D small date copper penny, and it's one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discovered. But why is it worth $2 million? Let me explain. 1982 was a weird year for pennies. That's the year the US Mint decided to switch from copper pennies to pennies made mostly of zinc. Copper had gotten expensive, so they thought, let's save some cash. Most of the 1982 D pennies were made with zinc, but a very small number were accidentally minted in copper. And when I say a small number, I mean so rare that only a handful are known to exist today. Collectors absolutely lose their minds over this kind of stuff. It's like finding a Picasso painting at a garage sale or an unopened pack of first edition Pokemon cards. Now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I've got the $2 million version? Great question. Here's what you should look for. First, check the date. You're looking for a 1982 penny with the small date font. The numbers in the small date are thinner and more compact compared to the large date. It's a subtle difference, but trust me, it's worth learning to spot. Second, check the mint mark. The D stands for Denver, where this particular penny was minted. If you see a different mint mark or no mint mark at all, it's not the one we're hunting for. And finally, the most important part, the material. You need to figure out if your penny is made of copper or zinc. Here's a quick hack. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. You can use a digital scale to weigh your penny, or you can do the drop test. Copper pennies make a distinct ringing sound when dropped on a hard surface, while zinc pennies sound dull. Science, right? Relatable story. Let me tell you about the time I almost lost my chance at finding one of these gems. A few years ago, I was helping my mom clean out her basement. She had this old coffee can full of pennies. Naturally, I started going through them, half joking that maybe we'd find a rare one. My mom rolled her eyes and said, "It's just pennies. Don't waste your time." But I kept digging, and sure enough, I found a 1982 D penny. My heart started racing. I grabbed my phone, looked up how to spot the small date, and yep, it was the large date. Not worth $2 million, but hey, it was still exciting. My mom laughed and said, "See? I told you it was just pennies." But you better believe I'm checking every 1982 penny I come across now. And that's the thing. It's not just about the money. It's the thrill of the hunt. Every penny is a tiny piece of history, and you never know what you're going to find. So here's the bottom line. That jar of pennies sitting in your closet might be worth a fortune. If you've got a 1982 D penny, check the date, the mint mark, and the weight. You never know, it could be the small date copper version worth $2 million. If you found this video helpful or just entertaining, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I post videos like this all the time, showing you how to find valuable coins hiding in your change. And don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends, because who doesn't want a shot at finding a $2 million penny? Now, go grab that jar of coins and start searching. And hey, if you find the 1982 D small date copper penny, let me know in the comments. I'll be here, cheering you on. Good luck. You're walking into your local coffee shop, feeling good about splurging on that caramel latte. You reach into your pocket, grab a random penny to toss into the tip jar, and wait a second. That tiny coin you're about to part with might just be worth $8 million. Yup, you almost tipped away your dream house, your luxury car, and maybe even early retirement. Today, we're talking about the 1968 S Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that could literally change your life. I'm going to break down why this little piece of copper is worth more than most people's retirement funds, how to spot one, and what to do if you've got one shilling in your spare change. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. Let's start with the basics. The 1968 S penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series. The S Mint mark means it was minted in San Francisco, which already gives it some cool vibes. But here's the thing, most 1968 S pennies are only worth, well, a penny. What makes this one so special? This rare version of the 1968 S penny is what collectors call a proof error coin. Proof coins are specially made for collectors. They're shiny, perfect, and kind of like the fancy sports cars of the coin world. But every now and then, something goes wrong during the minting process, and instead of getting flawless coins, you get a rare error. And this error? It's like finding a diamond in your backyard. Point one of these pennies, with an ultra-rare minting mistake, sold for a jaw-dropping $8 million at auction. The coin was in pristine condition, graded as one of the highest quality specimens ever found. To put it in perspective, this penny is basically the Beyoncé of coins, iconic, rare, and worth every penny. Pun intended. Now, you might be wondering, what should I be looking for? Good question. The 1968 era penny has unique details that set it apart. Look for subtle doubling on the letters or numbers. This is called a double die error, and it's like the holy grail for coin collectors. You'll also want to check the condition. If it looks like it's been through a war in someone's pocket, it's probably not worth millions. But if it's shiny and clean, you could be in business. Let me share a little story. A couple of months ago, I was at my friend's yard sale, helping her get rid of some old stuff. She had this dusty mason jar full of pennies. Like, we're talking decades worth of pocket change. I started joking around, saying, "What if there's $1 million penny in here?" She laughed and said, "If you find one, we'll split it." So, naturally, I sat down right there and started digging through the jar. And guess what? I found a 1968 penny. My heart skipped a beat. I pulled out my phone, zoomed in with the flashlight, and inspected it like a detective in a crime show. Turns out it wasn't the $8 million version, but it was still worth about $20. Not bad for a yard sale find, right? The best part? She bought me pizza with the money. That experience reminded me of how easy it is to overlook the treasures right under our noses. And hey, it gave me a good story and a free pepperoni pizza, so I'm not complaining. So here's the takeaway. That 1968 mint mark penny sitting in your piggy bank might just be your golden ticket. Check your coins carefully. Look for that mint mark, any signs of doubling, and, most importantly, pristine condition. And if you think you've found the one, get it checked out by a professional grading service. It could be worth way more than just a penny. If you love these kinds of stories and want more tips on finding hidden treasure in your change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more videos to help you uncover the secrets hiding in plain sight. Now, go grab those jars of coins, start hunting, and let me know if you find something amazing. You at the checkout line, digging through your wallet or purse to avoid breaking a 20. You pull out a penny, glance at it, and almost toss it into the take a penny, leave a penny tray. But hold up, what if that tiny little coin was worth $9 million? Yeah, $9 million. Enough to buy a private island, a sports car collection, or at least a lifetime supply of tacos. That's exactly what we're talking about today. The 1949 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's sending coin collectors into a frenzy. So, grab your spare change and start digging because this could be the most profitable 10 minutes of your day. Let's start with the basics. The 1949 no-mint mark penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series. Most pennies from that year were minted in Philadelphia, so it's not unusual for them to have no mint mark. What is unusual is the rare version of this coin that has collectors willing to fork over $9 million for it. Why? It all comes down to errors, condition, and rarity. There's a small group of these pennies with a nearly invisible design flaw, a slight misalignment of the die during the minting process. To the naked eye, it might look like just another old penny, but to a trained collector, it's a masterpiece. Add in the fact that these coins were struck in very limited numbers, and suddenly you've got the coin world's equivalent of the Mona Lisa. But here's the kicker. That $9 million value comes with a catch. The coin has to be in near-perfect condition. I'm talking no scratches, no smudges, no weird discoloration from being in your pocket with a leaky pen. Basically, it has to look like it just left the mint yesterday. One of these coins, in pristine condition, went for $9 million at auction. Can you imagine holding $9 million in the palm of your hand? Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I've got one? Great question. Grab a magnifying glass and take a good look at your 1949 pennies. Look for any subtle design quirks, like a faint doubling of letters or numbers, or a slightly off-center strike. If you think you've got something special, don't hesitate to get it authenticated by a professional grading service. It's like getting a second opinion but for money, and who doesn't want that? Let me tell you about the time I thought I struck it rich with a penny. A few years ago, I was helping a friend clean out their garage, and we found this old coffee can full of coins. Naturally, I got super excited. I'm sitting there, sorting through the pile like Indiana Jones hunting for treasure. Suddenly, I find a 1949 penny with no mint mark. My heart's racing. I'm already imagining the private jet I'm gonna buy. I took it to a local coin shop, and guess what? It wasn't the penny. Turns out it was just a regular OL penny that had been through some tough times. But you know what? That experience taught me two things. First, always double-check your finds. And second, it's the thrill of the hunt that makes this so much fun. You never know when you're going to stumble upon something truly life-changing. So, here's the moral of the story. The 1949 no-mint mark penny is proof that sometimes the smallest things in life can have the biggest impact. Literally. If you've got one of these coins lying around, treat it like gold. Get it checked out by an expert, and who knows? You might just be the next big story in the world of rare coins. If you're loving this kind of content and want more tips, stories, and strategies for finding coins worth serious money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm here to help you turn your pocket change into a payday. Now, go check your penny jars, your couch cushions, and yes, even that cup holder in your car.